All right, I'm just checking sound and video. Does everything look good? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Somebody send me a message and tell me you can hear me. All right. Sound is good? I hope so. Okay, great. Then I'll stop yelling at you. All right, so I'll just hang out for a few minutes until 10 a.m. my time, and then we'll get started. And I'll make sure I know what I'm going to play and what I'm going to talk about. All right, I'm also going to try and screen record this or screen capture it. So if that interferes with the video, somebody just send a message and tell me it's getting glitchy, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Make sure that works. Never mind, it's not going to work. I just got a notification saying it wouldn't. So hopefully the video sticks and we don't lose anything. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Welcome to Delight Studios. Delight Studios has invited me to play the banjo for you guys. So I'll just talk a little bit about myself. I'll play a few songs. I have some old tunes and then some new things. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I know Delight Studios has featured mostly Indian artists and classical artists before me, so it's something maybe a little bit different, but I hope it's entertaining. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Andrea Menendez. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, the United States. I'm usually an English teacher, except for during pandemics, and then I don't do anything except for play my banjo. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first tune I'm going to play is called Nail That Catfish to a Tree. I'll talk a little bit about the name and about the style of banjo I play in just a second. If I can remember how to play it. Alright, so that one's called Nail That Catfish to a Tree. I know why it's called that. I think it's about a carpentry tool. Uh, it sounds cooler if it was actually nailing a catfish to a tree. But the style of banjo that I play is old-time clawhammer style. So I'm from the land of Dolly Parton and bluegrass and country music. And the style of music that I play is a little bit older than I guess what you'd probably hear on the radio. Um, so this is a banjo, if you haven't seen one before. My style is a little bit different than other people's. It's called an open back, so I don't have a resonator on the back of my banjo. This is a little bit different than bluegrass, so if you know songs like Rocky Top, or Flats and Scruggs, or other like bluegrass artists who have the picks on their fingers, I don't wear picks. So the style of banjo I play, I don't ever really pick. I mostly strum with my fingernails. My banjo is also a little bit different, if you've noticed. So I have frets running up the neck of my banjo, changing the pitch of the string like any fretted instrument. But down here at the bottom, I've got a scoop out of my neck. And the reason that exists is because with old time and clawhammer banjo, you want a sound that's a little bit rounder and fuller. So if I played bluegrass, I might play really close down here to the bridge for a really bright sound like this. And the reason I would play like that is if I were playing in a band, if I was playing on a stage and I wanted to cut through if I was playing a solo. But bluegrass or old-time music is a little bit different. Usually when you play old time, you're playing in a small group of people and you're all sitting in a circle facing each other and you're trying to blend with each other as much as possible. So instead of playing down here, which gives me a really bright tinny sound, I'll play up here closer to the neck. Which on this banjo makes it louder, but on other banjos it makes it a little bit damper and makes it a little bit more muted so you can blend in with everybody else. But that's why they have the fret scooped out, and so you can play as close to the middle of the string as possible and you can get that like nice round sound. The banjo comes from Africa, so the history is a little bit uncomfortable, I guess, for a lot of people if we really think about where it comes from and why we play it and why white people in the United States play it. The only reason it exists is because of slavery, or the only reason it exists in the United States is because of slavery. And so that's something important to keep in mind when you play, is the history of the banjo and the fact that all the music that you're playing is so influenced by American, Scotch, Irish, English, but also African. And country music has its roots in black music. So that's also something that I try and keep in mind when I play. But the next song I'm going to play is called John Brown's Dream. It's about John Brown, who was an abolitionist during the Civil War, who led a insurrection of slaves at Harper's Ferry. And he's kind of taught as this terrorist in United States schools, but he was somebody who fought for a lot of people's rights who didn't have the ability to do so themselves. There are words to this song, but they're nonsense, so I'm not going to sing them because they don't make any sense at all. But this is called John Brown's Dream. was called John Brown's Dream. If you noticed, most of the two songs I've played so far are pretty repetitive. In a lot of old-time music, it's called, we call it an A-B structure. So you have the first part, and you have the second part, and you play the first part twice, and you play the second part twice, and you just do that forever and ever and ever and ever. And so when I go to jams, if I go downtown to play with other people, I can show up at any bar who's hosting a jam and sit down and play with people, and I can play songs I've never played before because they're so repetitive. But whoever chooses the song, usually the fiddle player, once I guess they've decided that we've played it too much, they'll kick out a foot. So that's our visual cue that this is the last time through. Sometimes we don't remember who started it, and you just play and you play and you play, and that's how you die. I'm just kidding. Nobody's ever died in an old-time jam that I know of. But yeah, that was John Brown's Dream. I do sing a little bit. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm an okay singer. The next song I'm going to play is called Banjo Picking Girl, which is what I am. This song comes from, I don't know who played it originally, but I do know that Lily Mae Ledford has played this song, and Abigail Washburn, who's a contemporary artist, also plays this song. And what's great about this one is that all the verses kind of, people have added to the verses over the decades this song has existed. So if you've heard this song other places, you might hear totally different verses, but they all kind of have the same theme. So this is called Banjo Picking Girl. I'm really nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. My hands are so sweaty. You guys can't even, like, talk back to me and, like, make me nervous. I don't know. You're nice. You're all being so nice. I like all the thumbs ups and the hearts and the things. If I could wave to you all, I would. It keeps telling me to wave, and I don't have the hands to do it right now. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. Go round this world, baby mine. Go Tennessee, baby mine. Go Tennessee, baby mine. Go Tennessee, don't you try and follow me. Go Tennessee, baby mine. Across the ocean, baby mine. Go across the ocean, baby mine. Go across the ocean, don't you try and change my notion. Go across the ocean, baby mine. Go Chattanooga, baby mine. Go Chattanooga, baby mine. Go Chattanooga, then I am off to Cuba. Go Chattanooga, baby mine. Go North Carolina, baby mine. Go North Carolina, baby mine. Go North Carolina, then I am off to China. Go North Carolina, baby mine. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, baby mine. Go round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. Go round this world, baby mine. All right, thanks everybody. Let's see here. I've got my very messy list of songs I'm going to play next. So another thing about the banjo is that it's in what we call open tuning. So if you play an instrument, if you play guitar, if you strum all the strings and you don't push any of them down, It's technically a chord, probably, I guess, I don't know. It's not really a chord that anybody wants to hear. So with banjo, because it's an open tuning, I just tune my strings so when they're all open, when I'm not touching them, when I'm not pushing them down, they make a chord. So right now I'm in open G tuning. So I haven't touched any of the strings, I just strummed them, that creates the G chord. And so for the next few songs that I'm going to play, I'm going to go to C, so give me a second to get there, because I have to fiddle around with these guys up here. And if I knew any jokes, I'd tell you while I was tuning, but I'm going to concentrate instead. So just keep giving me little hearts. Encourage me while I try and tune my banjo. Alright, that sounds good. Alright, so I'm in open C now. And the next song I'm going to play is called Angeline the Baker. Am I back? It said it paused. Okay, sorry. Let me try that again. Alright, that was Angela and the Baker. For these next few tunes, I'm just going to kind of play them back to back. Unless you guys have any questions about the banjo, I'd be happy to answer them. Or about me, or about where I live, or any of those things. Not my address, I will not tell you that, or my social security number. But any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Let's see here. The next one I'm going to play is called Over the Waterfall. I'll just go ahead and give you the names of the next few. They all kind of start to sound the same a little bit when you're playing in the same tuning, so you have to make it new and different and maybe change the song sometimes. But Next one is called Over the Waterfall. Alright, so that's usually a fiddle tune, or I've usually heard it as a fiddle tune, which means the fiddle usually takes the lead. But the next few songs are pretty much well, not exclusively banjo tunes, but ones that I learned from other banjo players. And like I said, all the stuff that I've been playing for you today, all of it has been traditional old-time things. I couldn't tell you the dates on any of them, but most of them are from the early 20th century, so from 1900 to 1950. There might be a few songs in there that probably have their origins in like pre-Civil War, or the very, very beginnings of, of the United States. But at the end, I'll play a few songs of my own and a few more contemporary tunes. But I'm just going to play the next few back to back. This one's called Julianne Johnson. see a question. It says, when did you start learning to play? Do you train online within the USA? So I started playing when I was in college. I played as a kid. I played piano and guitar and saxophone. I took lessons for all those, and they were fine, but none of them really stuck. And with each one of them, I just kind of had it in my head that I was never going to be good. Which, if you play an instrument or if you play sports or do anything that takes any sort of like practice, you realize once you get that in your head, it's really hard to progress in any way. So I think those instruments just didn't really speak to me until I got to college, and I borrowed my aunt's banjo and I took lessons. The college that I went to, East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, if I wanted to, I could have gotten like a degree in old time music or traditional music. I just took lessons. I was in a student band there. I played with my professor. His name was RoyAndrade. He's played on soundtracks, and like he played with the Real Time Travelers, I think is what his band was called. They played on the soundtrack to Cold Mountain. But yeah, I didn't start playing until college, and when I picked up the instrument, I realized that I really liked it, and it spoke to me, and that seems really silly and cliche and like too sweet maybe, but the banjo was the first instrument that I wanted to play every day, all day, and then I got pretty good at it. So I don't train online, but I do teach lessons online to a few students in the United States. I have taught lessons to friends before. But yeah, I pretty much, when I play, if I want to learn or grow as a musician, I find just musicians online that I like, and I just listen to what they play and I try and mimic it. And then, like I was talking earlier, I'll go to, in Knoxville, I'm really lucky, in East Tennessee, I'm really lucky that I can go to a lot of different places in the city, restaurants and bars, and they'll have old time jams, which means there's just a bunch of people there who play fiddle and upright bass and banjo and guitar and mandolin, and they just sit down in a big circle and they play songs together. And that's really a great way to meet new people and just like learn new things. So no, I don't take lessons, but I did start when I was in college. Good question. Any other questions? Sorry, I'm a teacher. I haven't been in the classroom for a long time, so maybe I'm talking too much because I miss having a captive audience who can't leave. Let's see here. How old should the child be to learn banjo? I don't know. I've seen teeny tiny little children play banjo before. As long as they have the dexterity to like open and close their fingers, and you can find banjos that are child models. This is just a standard banjo. You could find a student a smaller banjo for smaller hands, but yeah, I don't think there's really any age limit as long as they can sit upright and open and close their fingers, and they have the muscle strength to like hold their arms in the same position for a while. I think anybody can learn the banjo. Yeah, it's just my favorite instrument. I love it so much. Other questions before I move on? Yeah, I'm really in teacher mode right now. It's been a long time since I've been in the classroom. Okay. Well, if there's no more questions for right now, I'm going to play a few more songs. Oh, I got time. I got like 30 minutes left. Sorry, I'm getting messages. The next one I'm going to play is called Snowdrop. I see another question. What's the color of your banjo? What's it called? The color of your banjo is wood, wood and black. So the banjo is made by. Oh, that's upside down. So the plaque is on the back. His name is Bart Ryder. The name of the banjo like model is called the Standard, Bart Ryder Standard, and he does custom builds and other stuff. But this was the nice banjo that I bought myself when I graduated college. Before I was just using, like I said, a student model, so something that's like not going to hold up as long. But is there a name of this instrument? Banjo? Yep, playing the banjo. Any other questions? Yeah, so if you're looking to buy a banjo, you can find Deering is a company that makes banjos if you want to learn how to play, and they're really affordable and quality. If you do play banjo and you are looking for something nicer or something that's going to like something that looks a little bit prettier or has a different sound to it, Bart Ryder, I really like what he's made. So yeah, good question. Any other questions? Okay. Like I said, that was called Snowdrop. I don't know if anybody, sometimes I'm seeing people show up who probably know more about the banjo than I do. So, I don't know. Are there any old time people out there? Anybody who plays old time music? It's weird not being able to hear anybody yell at me or talk to me. I just have to wait for you to type things. I'm guessing that most of my audience is not in the United States. Is this true? Give me a thumbs up if you're not in the United States and you're watching me. Do it fast. Or don't. I can't make you do anything, so that's okay. I know that, yeah, the banjo is probably, even though there's banjo-like instruments everywhere, you've seen Chinese instruments that look very similar to the banjo. Oh, yay, hi, everybody. Okay, there we go. Oh, Wisconsin, nice. There's banjo-like instruments, and like I said, if you go to Africa, Bela Fleck, who's a famous mostly bluegrass banjo player. He's married to Abigail Washburn, who plays my style, but he took a trip to Africa several years ago, did a documentary, and just kind of followed where the banjo came from. But it was really cool seeing all the different types of, like all the different styles of playing and like seeing where this instrument originated. I'm not sure why I started talking about that, but can I scroll through these things? No. Oh, I can. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was Snowdrop. Let's see here. How much time do I have? Okay, I might move on to, I'll do another song. This one, I'm going to go to what's called a modal tuning. So if you know anything about music theory, you know what modal means. I've been playing banjo, I can't really tell you what modal means. But it's a different open tuning, and this one is called the cuckoo. But give me a second to get there. And I may do it the wrong way. Good, there it is. All right, so this is G modal tuning, excuse me, and this is called the cuckoo. Well, cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she warbles and she flies, but she never makes cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Gonna build me a log cabin on a mountain so high, so I can see my dear Willie as goes walking by. When the horses are hungry and they won't eat no hay, so ride on a little further and I'll feed them all the way. old homestead to my true love. I do wait on the third day through the desert. I arrived in Santa Fe. Well, she's a pretty bird. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for thinking I sing well. That's the only song I know in that tuning. There's lots of other ones. I play, sometimes I'll just noodle around and make stuff up. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. I like it a lot. It's kind of haunting. I like that like creepy, that weird little like creepy aspect to it. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to, since we're getting close to 45 minutes here, I'm going to go ahead and move on to some contemporary songs. The next one I'm going to sing, I'm going to go back to C tuning, but, or not sing. This one is called The Great Remember. If you know Steve Martin, the comedian, he wrote this song. He also plays banjo. He mostly plays bluegrass, but this one is a clawhammer tune. He wrote it for, I believe he wrote it for Martin Short's wife, after she passed away. Martin Short is another American comedian. But yeah, this one is, look up Steve Martin. You wouldn't think that he would write a song that sounded like this. But this one's called The Great Remember. Let me change tunings again. My legs are falling asleep. Ugh. Okay. The last couple ones that I'm going to play are things that I've written. I don't really write words to a lot of my songs, but most of them just come from me sitting on the couch and playing around. So the first one I have, it doesn't have a name, but I call it a lullaby because it sounds sweet. Let's see here, I'll answer a few other questions though. Do I teach online? Yes, I teach online. I teach through Skype. So my name on Instagram, you can find me. I'm going through Delightstudio's page right now, but you can find me, Andrea Menendez, Menendez. My handle is Old City Rambler. There's some like underscores between those words. But if you just search my name, I should show up. And if you want to take lessons, you can message me and we'll figure it out. It might be, if we're not in the same time zone, it will be a little bit more difficult. If we're in the United States, probably, but 10 hours difference makes giving lessons a little bit harder. How many strings does the banjo have? It has 5. Oh, that's something I didn't talk about. So guitar has 6 strings. Banjos have 5 or 4. A 4-string banjo is called a plectrum banjo. It's tuned, actually, I believe the strings are tuned the same way that a violin would be, or a fiddle is tuned in fifths. But the banjo that I play is a 5-string banjo, and you'll notice, sorry, I've been filming in portrait mode, so you can't really see what my hands are doing. But here's the top of the banjo. Here are my pegs. And the 5th string only goes halfway up the instrument. So I never fret that, which means I'm never pushing that string down. I'm never changing that note. So it's what we call a drone string, because it's always playing the same, just kind of droning the same song, or sorry, the same note through the tune. Good question. Let's see. I'm scrolling through. Let's see if there's any other questions. No? Okay, great. And I'll play these last couple tunes, and then we'll wrap it up here in a few minutes. Thank you guys so much. I feel like I can, I don't know, I could tell you guys anything, because you can't stop me. Let's see. How do I tune the strings? Can you show it closely? Oh, yeah. So when I tune, I'm turning these pegs. I will not turn them right now because I've already tuned. The top of my banjo looks kind of like a mess right now, because normally if I had wire cutters, I would cut these strings off at the end. But I don't have any of those. So I just kind of, like a ribbon, I just take my fingernail and go, and I curl up so they stay out of the way. But yeah, tuning is pretty much how you tune any string instrument. You just kind of twist the pegs until you get what you want. All right, cool. Let's the last couple songs. Oops, sorry. Let me try again. All right. I'm just going to play one more for you guys. It's called I hope I have time. I'll try to play it quickly before they cut me off. This one is another one I wrote. It's called Rambler's Reunion. Okay, so that was my show. Thanks for coming to my concert. Thank you, Delight Studios, for letting me play through your page and for featuring so many cool artists, and thank you for choosing me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. But yeah, my Instagram handle is Old City Rambler. You can see it through the comments there. Give me a follow. I've got lots of other videos up there if you want to take a look. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I've enjoyed my time with you. Any last questions before they cut us off? Anybody? Type it fast. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and maybe I'll see you again another time. Bye, everybody.